Ever heard the phrase cheaters never prosper? Maybe you're thinking that it's not true. That if you really want to win, you should do everything you possibly can to get there. Maybe you think rules are there to be broken, or that the ends justify the means. Well, these cheaters obviously thought that too, but they were caught in the act and justice was swift. Ready to learn what the consequences are for breaking the rules of a great sport? Let's get it on! You don't always have to tamper with equipment or hurt an opponent to make a huge difference in a match though. Sometimes all you need to do is mess up the ground you're playing on. Marwin Hitz decided that was the best way to stop his opponents earning a goal that might have just won them the game. So he dug his studs into the ground around the penalty spot to dig up the turf. Sure, it's not a surefire way to cheat, it might not have done anything. Unfortunately for the other team though, it did work. As Hitz's opponents went to kick, he slipped, and that was the end of that, while Hitz escaped punishment. Well, almost escaped punishment. Hilariously, he was sent a bill to cover the cost of repairing the field, and he decided to make a donation to a children's hospital because he obviously realized everyone was starting to dislike him at that point.
Hitz makes the save, it stays 0-0.
There are all kinds of opportunities to cheat in normal circumstances during a match, but to cheat when you're not even on the field? That can't be easy, but it has happened. Have a look at this excellent play. It looks like a surefire thing. Nothing can stop Jacoby Jones now, except for Mike Tomlin, the opposing team's coach, who just happens to be standing ever so slightly on the field and facing the other way. Sure, maybe it was an accident, but maybe not. There are some subtle clues to suggest that this was a dirty trick. He's glancing over his shoulder at the approaching players long before he steps out of the way, and he walks away with a smile that's at least suggestively smug. After all, he was the only thing that could possibly save his team. He did force Jones into the tackle. At least it looks that way. Can anyone prove it? Nope. That's some expert cheating and a nasty trick.
Don't want to in any way say that was something intentional, but if he had picked off the official on...
There's acting and then there's overacting. Neymar's bid for Oscar glory definitely falls into the overacting category, although it might just win a few comedy awards. This particular incident was the result of another player ever so slightly brushing his boot against Neymar's ankle, although you would never know that's what happened. It looks like he's had some kind of medieval torture device tested out on him. Really, you wouldn't even be able to guess from that performance that it was his ankle he was claiming was injured. Maybe he forgot which part of his body was meant to be hurt when he realized how itchy the grass was that he was rubbing himself all over.
Ankle here, there didn't appear to be much contact there with the opponent, I have to say.
Professional sportsmen are usually composed, focused, dedicated people. The kind of people who are capable of only looking at their own lane in a race and not at their competitors passing them. That's why they're pros and we're not. You'll never see someone like that doing something stupid like trying to kick someone off their motorcycle or something like that, unless you're watching Romano Fenati riding anywhere near Nicolas Aho. For some reason, Fenati decided he didn't like him, and suddenly the MotoGP was like watching a bully on a school playground bickering with someone, and he just kept doing it, trying to push him off his bike and making rude gestures at him and any other weird petty behavior he could think of. He didn't get away with it though. It earned him 3 more penalty points, and he had to start from the last slot on the grid like a child on the naughty step. There are complicated ways of cheating at a sport, and those might get you better results in the long run, but not everyone has that kind of time. You might be in the situation that Antonio Brown is in here, where he has to act right now or never get anywhere. What would you, a rational person who doesn't want to cause any serious, life-threatening injuries to your teammates, do? Try to run around your opponents who are standing in your way? Whatever you decide, it probably wouldn't be the idea that you should kick someone square in the face.
Right there.
What's the opposite of cheating? Not being a good sportsman, but making someone else look like they're cheating when they're not? Well, whatever it is, if there was an award for it, LeBron James would win it. Have a look at the huge performance he gives here when his opponent tries to smack the ball but just misses and taps James on the face instead. That's some world-class acting you're witnessing there. The head whipping, the backward crawl along the floor, the silent cries for help from the ref. You won't see a better performance than that in the biggest Hollywood films this year. Sure, there are probably better ways to win a basketball match, but at least James knows he has a career after his sporting career ends.
Did I just score on you? Yes! You are my LeBron James, but not really, not really.
Some people make their name as a brilliant sportsman because they win everything. Others seem to think they're more likely to become famous and win everything by cheating. Speaking of which, Romano Fenati has made it back on our list. Why? Because he reached across and pulled a fellow Moto2 racer's bike while they were traveling at 140 miles per hour. That's some seriously dangerous cheating, but luckily nobody was hurt. And that doesn't mean that Fanati got away with it though. He was fired by his team because of it. Really, I don't know what else he expected when he tried to pull a stunt like that. So as we've just proven, it doesn't work to make it look like someone punched you, or at least it takes some skill to make it work. So what's the best alternative if you want to take your opponent out of the game? Punch them? Even better, elbow them in the back. It seems to work in the sense that Alex Song got what he wanted here. His opponent is off the field in pain. But, and there is always a but when you're trying to cheat, he was also sent off with a red card, and now everyone hates him a little bit. It's like these sportsmen forget that they have HD cameras watching their every move, and the video can be replayed to make sure of just how much of a poor sportsman they were. Bad call.
Look, there's that punch to the back.
Of course, often the best way to come out on top is to make someone else look bad. It's morally wrong and makes you a horrible person, but it's really sophisticated cheating until you get it wrong. Then you just look stupid and horrible. Brian Carrasco was thinking on his feet and saw a golden opportunity to get his opponent sent off by making it look like he'd punched him in the face during a free kick. Unfortunately, he didn't think about doing it surreptitiously and instead just grabbed the guy's arm and smacked himself in the face with it, then rolled around a bit. One thing's for sure, it'll be a long time before he gets any work as a stuntman on movies. There was absolutely nothing convincing about his terrible attempt at cheating. One of life's great questions concerns why people do the wrong thing knowing they will get caught. In baseball, pine tar is illegal, so surely the logical thing to do is to not get caught using pine tar. Pause for a moment and imagine the most cartoonish way to stop a basketball player from successfully throwing the ball into the basket. Were you thinking of sticking the ball to their hands? Well, that's the answer. That's pretty much what happened during this game. There's a complaint about a sticky substance on the ball. An argument breaks out, and then the officials have to run around the court telling all the players that using stickum on the ball is illegal, as the coach is seen not so subtly putting the spray cans away. Sure, stickum won't completely stick your hands to the ball, but it is an adhesive used to stop sporting apparatus slipping out of your hands, so it will no doubt make a big difference. It looks like obvious cheating, as Dwight Howard was the last one to touch the ball and the coach had the cans. The name of the coach who had the stickum, incidentally, is JB Bickerstaff, in case you needed any more convincing that this should be a scene from a kid's cartoon. Cricket is a favorite sport of many people all around the world, and many of them will know that cricket balls are crucial to the game in more ways than you would expect. Ever seen a player rub the ball on their pants before bowling? They're trying to smooth out the already smooth side of the ball to make it swing to one side. That's allowed. What's not allowed is using sandpaper to make one side even more rough so it swings the other way, making it incredibly difficult to hit it with the bat. Still, Cameron Bancroft decided to do it anyway, and everything went nuts. People were really upset because they planned their cheating ahead of the match, and it left the Australian team in tatters. Captain Steve Smith and David Werner were banned from playing for a full year. Bancroft, who was caught in the act, was banned for 9 months, and their coach resigned and cried on TV. They probably won't be trying that one again.